Grace and peace be with you. Merry Christmas. Please be seated. Last night we listened to the young people tell us the story of the pageant. And of course, this story, which is so familiar, is at the heart of it all. And it's a story that we can relate to in some ways. We certainly know what a census is, and we definitely know what it is to have the government tax us. And I think we understand the vagaries of travel. But there are strange things about this story that are typical of some of the strangenesses of the Bible. And the main one, of course, is the angels. And, on Hallmark cards and in pageants, they've all got these wings, and garland halos that shine. And that's how we think of angels. But actually, biblically speaking, that's not what people were talking about when they were talking about angels. That's sort of a later human imagining, and that eventually sort of turned into Hallmark cards. But angels were quite impressive, mysterious things, and they could often be unrecognizable. You wouldn't know that you were encountering an angel until after the fact. And they looked often a lot like human beings. And it's interesting. So the word angel basically means messenger. So an angel's job is to tell people something that they wouldn't otherwise know on their own. In other words, to offer them revelation, to reveal something to them. And as a priest, I often spend time listening to people tell the stories of their lives. And they're rarely straight and logical. And people often express surprise and tell exactly this sort of moment at least once, if not multiple times in their lives, when some chance encounter has revealed something to them that was surprising and that shifted their direction in life or made them understand something differently or set them in a new direction. And I think our lives are a lot like Mary's in that way, even if we don't have heavenly hosts speaking to us from above. In fact, God is always talking to us, not just through and in church or through a minister, but through the people around us, through the adventure of our life. And what God is looking for in his people are people who are willing to keep their eyes open and their hearts open for exactly this sort of revelation that God might be offering. Because Mary lived at a particular time and place, and she has a particular story that is all her own. And each of us also live in a particular time and place, and we have a story that is just our own. But Mary's story and each of our stories fits into a larger story that God is telling to and through all of humanity throughout time. It's a story of goodness and purpose. And in the church, we give it a name. We call it the story of salvation. That's the story of Christmas. Amen.